Greetings, gamers, and welcome back to Glorf Gaming. I'm taking a short break away from Bellwright. We'll see how that goes. I'm thinking about doing some dual streaming, basically alternating back and forth between Medieval Dynasty and Bellwright. Um, I've just had a little bit of an urge to run Bellwright again, or I'm sorry, Medieval Dynasty again recently, so we're gonna come into this. Um, I'd actually uh, went in to look at a feature that I had learned about recently, and when I created the game to do that, I was amazed at what was actually in this game for some starting spawn options, at least as far as the ones that I tend to look for. So I'm actually going to start when I started that game. I did a save at the very beginning, so I'm going to start continuing from that initial save. So I kind of know what's here, but I'm going to talk you through just some of the tips of what I look for, whether I know they're there or not, and sort of run from how I play through a a new game and kind of some tips on how to do things in a way that I think is a little bit more efficient. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to load the game, and we're going to go into should be thinking this. It's been a while since it might be the quick save. In fact, I think it's probably the quick save. Looks timing dates. 1926. Yeah, I think we're gonna go into this one, and if it's no, it's not the quick save. It'll have to be this. If it's not this, I don't think I have it. Or it might have been for First City. No, that was the anniversary save, which I went to check that to see if those little anniversary bags were still in it. So it's this or nothing. So we're gonna hope it's this, and I didn't have it as a quick save and overwrite it, because I'm pretty sure the quick save is no longer it. I did some more testing and some checking into things to try and get current ideas on what you can make early game for gold, things like that. So this is at the very start, so that's at least a good start. So one of the first things you do is after you spawn in right at this map, I turn to the left and I check and see, is there a broken wagon here? And right in this area, there is clearly not. So we're going to move on. Actually, real quick, let me go in and we're going to look at our game settings real quick. I think I've got building limits already set to 200. Unlimited stamina is on. Unlimited carry weight. For now, I'm going to have it on for two reasons. One is because what I'm about to do, I am going to be carrying a good bit at the start of this game. I typically don't play with this on. I don't feel it's needed. It does it does get very helpful to turn it on, I think, at the very least for the very beginning, because you're doing so much. You can get a reasonable jump without requiring a massive uh, additional time window or things like that, though I am giving myself some of that in this game, just to make sure that I have plenty of time to talk, discuss things, look around. Whereas normally if you kept it, especially on a 3-day season, any wasted time really stacks up quick. I don't have any extra bonuses. One of the things that I do have is currently, because of my carry weight and stamina, which I might actually keep this on because I forgot, I'm giving myself a slightly higher tax hit, which is in the later game is going to add up. But even early on, it means I've got to start off making more money quicker. So I'm not just throwing this out and giving it to me free. I'm saying, okay, I'm going to have this, but I'm going to have to pay something for it. And I personally feel 120% is reasonable. Um, I could have gone 130. I think going up to say 150 is a little excessive considering how quickly the tax rate scales already. Um, but we do have length of seasons. I'm starting with the 4-day season, so I'm giving myself one extra day. I will go ahead, let me go ahead and do this now. I'm going to bump this down. So spring, this first spring, I have one extra day. After that, it's going to be normal seasons. So we're going to try to stay on top of things and do stuff quickly. I couldn't recall if I had set this for a 5-day season or a 4-day season, so that's another reason why I want to come into this to see what I have to deal with. So I've got one extra day, and my goal is really let's lay this out. My goal right now for spring is I want to get some basic gear at the start, which is what we're going to do here. We're going to swing by, get our quest to build the village. We're going to go to the starting point that I have in mind, which is kind of around my normal area. So I'm not really going out of a comfort zone there, but that should help in sort of showing what you can do, in that I'm not having to learn it while showing what's possible. That's a bad combo. Um, but we're going to get the house down, and then we're going to get some of the first starting buildings in. And I really want I personally run 10 by 10 farms fields, so I want to have at least one 10 by 10 field. That'll be my first one, and I want to have it fully uh, you know, um, plowed, sown, fertilized with. I'm thinking I'm going to do uh, half of it flax, so 50 plots of flax. I will do I think 30 of onions so that I can get some meat and gravy going as soon as possible, and then I will do 20 of cabbage, partially because I want the cabbage rolling in early to convert that into rot for early fertilizer, and then it also gets you going on just having seeds, because uh, all these are single season crops in spring. So in summer I'll have a whole new field I can plant, and the only thing you can plant in summer with a single season is cabbage. So if I put down 20 cabbage, I'll get a reasonable amount. I don't know exactly if that'll be 30, 40, 50, maybe even 60 seeds. So I won't have to buy as many seeds of cabbage again. Um, and thinking about it, because I'm actually thinking if I hold back on the onions, I'll still have enough to cook all the food I need and sell some. So I think I'm going to flip those. I'm going to do 20 onion and 30 cabbage, just to kind of get that buffer and have to buy fewer seeds overall. So we're going to get rolling like this. Everything's set. We're good. Changes have been made. I guess I want to keep them. And I'm going to resume. Okay, so we've checked. There's no wagon. So the next thing I like to... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm one of the things that I went and checked, because I think I knew this, but I had forgotten it, which is if you want to guarantee that you can have a bow early on in game, which is night and day. The game with the bow and the game without a bow, vastly different. We're going to set a waypoint. You're basically looking about in the middle of this region here with this really small lake that looks like it would be like a crater impact lake in the middle of some mountains. But we're basically looking about in the middle of that. So we're going to drop our marker there, and we're going to turn. We're going to go straight there. So if you go straight there, you should avoid, you know, most of the dangerous animals, but we're going to want to keep an eye out for some anyway. At least I did last time. Looking at it now, this is like running, feels like it's running me right, well, not quite. Over here is where the bear is that I had in mind from the cave. But if we go straight to it, we're gonna basically cut in between. We're gonna have the bear at the cave on our right, and we're gonna have bison in the valley to our left. So as long as we stay up on top of these mountains, we should be okay. Now we do want to keep an eye out, especially on the right side here, because the bears, I know they path up on top of the other side of the mountain, but I think they can come up onto this side a little bit too. But we made it past there, the bears, so we're in good shape. Now we should be nice and safe. We're far enough off to the west-southwest that we're not going to hit some of the wolves that are over there. So we just want to keep going straight to it. Here's a little trick. All it takes to kill rabbits is a quick punch. I'm going to close that out. I'm going to grab some sticks. I don't have, my tendency was to hit Alt, but I don't have that yet. Alright, so I think I only got one stone. Right, yeah, let's get one more stone. And then we're going to handcraft a quick stone knife. Since we got a little kill of convenience on a rabbit, let's go ahead and skin this. Dang it. Let's go ahead and skin this sucker here and start off with a little extra meat. Alright, so where's my marker? So, alright, now the moose aren't a problem, they'll just run away. The bison, we've got to watch out for. There's some bison out over that way. So first we're here. Now this is a quest area. We're going, or it is an area that's involved in a quest. Without going into too much detail, someone lives here, at least at the time of the quest. But right now, in this playthrough, I'm going to avoid stealing things. By that, I literally mean I'm going to avoid taking things that are marked as stealing them in order to take them. One of the things about this camp, none of these are marked like that. So I can get some nice firewood started, can get a couple baskets. We get some poison copper arrows, which the copper arrows are nice in of themselves, but poisoned is also nice. It actually makes them pretty decently priced. I think the normal copper arrows aren't as valuable. I may shoot one just to get the details on how that's different. So those bags are actually not lootable. They look like they would be. Getting a bucket's key right now. It's a nice thing to have. And all the stuff I'm taking, like the planks here, are going to be useful, but they would definitely be things that would weigh you down if I wasn't playing with unlimited carrying capacity right now. So we're going to take a little bit of advantage of that, and I'm going to grab all this. If I didn't have that on, definitely wouldn't have grabbed the wheel. I probably wouldn't have grabbed the planks. I'm sorry, the logs. I would have taken the planks, I think. I probably wouldn't have even grabbed the firewood. But we've got all that. There was, I didn't mention it, but this is the key component here. There is a longbow here that you can get. It is always here. It will be at 50% condition, which is more than enough. It'll last a long time. But that is going to get us started. We have a bow and we have some arrows. So that's huge. So now if I do get something coming at me, I have a reasonable tool to deal with it. Let me make sure. Yes, I like to put the bow on 3 because there are actually multiple other games, Bellwright, that I talked about earlier is one where your bow kind of gets forced into that 3 button. So because especially if I'm going to be swapping back and forth between these games, I want to try and keep some unification going on between these. So having done that, the next place I want to go is, I could do two things. I could come and sell some of what I just got and probably be able to buy a backpack. That would be very handy. I'm already acknowledging that I'm turning weight off, so because I'm doing that, I can ignore having to buy a backpack. I probably will still get one because part of me still doesn't really. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the weight off. I may turn that back on. But the next place we want to go is actually, if we look at the map, here's where we started in. So normally I come down this valley, and then after I cross this bridge, I curve off over here. So this is the spot that I'm looking for, where the river comes by and it touches right up against this path. And I know that mostly because I just walked through, you know, where it was based off, but you could look at where you have this path and it sort of comes out like an arrow or a nose if you look at that as a face, and it points right across to where the river and this path almost touch. So that's where we're going next. Going this way again, we're cutting through here. We're risking, like over here are wolves, and we're really going to be pushing some of the bison area here. So that's what I'm really going to be looking at. We're just far enough left that we're going to avoid most of the wolves, but we're pretty much running right through bison territory. So when I come through here, I'm going to slow down. Oh, I got too close. I got a Wycent coming after me. So the key to the Wycent is keep moving, don't go straight. Wycent and boars like to charge. If you go straight, they are going to get you. Oh, and I got a wolf on me now. This is going to be bad. This is going to be bad here. Got more wolves coming on me. Think they ran off? Alright, yep. The music's gone back. Give me just a second. I've got some background noise in a movie that's actually so much louder than my combat music here even is. Okay, so let's look. I'm right on top of where I want to be. So now, right around here where this touches, you're going to see potentially there's a cart, right? Or I'm sorry, yeah, it's a overturned cart with some a barrel or two and like a flask in the water, things like that that you can grab, but that's not here. And what is here that I saw is right in this tunnel, there is a bronze pickaxe. Something else I like. When you have the bronze pickaxe, you will also have a stone and some iron ore here. If the pickaxe is not here, the ore will not be here. But what that also gives me is now we have a much better weapon. You know, it's still kind of an emergency thing because it's not meant as a weapon, but it greatly beats any other option I have right now. Let's see if we have. I'm looking for just some. Okay, right in here you might get a couple sacks. They're not here. Keeping an eye out for some. What are they called? The little healing plants. I can't recall what the name is now. But when I see one, we'll call attention to it and we'll grab some. But we're just going to follow this river down. I was ignoring something, so let me double back. This is why we're giving ourselves that extra day. We're going to use it up for stuff like this. So, as we're coming down here, we're looking. You want to. I like to come through up higher here, because then I can look out over there, and I'm looking for over here if I see some tents. There's a little camp you can harvest or scavenge from. Those tents are not there. But down here you'll have an overturned cart. We'll get a copper shovel and some clay. Clay's not great, but hey, it's free. It's mostly free resources because I've got unlimited carry weight. Again, I would probably take the shovel and sell it, but I would leave the clay if I had normal carrying limit. There. Nope, still not seeing any out here. Alright, one of the next things we're looking for is right here. This is almost always here. It's like 95% of the time this chest is here. So we're going to open the chest and we're going to take everything in that. We're going to grab another shovel. This is just wooden. Now here, this is amazing. This is what, in my opinion, makes or breaks your start. If this camp is here, you are golden. You are pretty much set for the entire campaign. Because what you're going to find here, come down in here, we're going to get a couple sacks, which are, I got arrows. You don't always get the same things in here. I got some bronze arrows, some stone arrows. More arrows is always good at the start. So that's amazing there. A few rot, that's basically half a fertilizer. This, when the camp is here, you get a recurve bow. It's not the strongest bow in the game, but many believe it is the best. I personally prefer it myself, so yeah, I will say the recurve bow is the best. We get a bronze axe. That is awesome. That's amazing coin right there. You can use it, you can harvest with it, it's good, but at the start, the value in selling that is great. I'm going to grab the torch here. We're just checking inside these to see what's there. So that's pretty much it here. Pick up a stone just because it's there. And we're going to get back on the move. I'm still looking for, I can't wait till I get down. Once I hit an area or straw, I'll just pick that until I get the survivor site, because that's another feature that just changes the game. Alright, so as we come down here, we're looking and we're seeing, do we have sacks here? We don't. You also want to come over and you're going to look for like some sacks or some barrels that might be along the beach here. And finally I'll come out just to here. There might be some things here and there's not. But alright, we're going to spend a minute collecting reed, which is straw. I do also want to keep a little bit of mindfulness on the time, because the days go by quickly here. It's still pre 2 p.m. so we're doing okay there. Just gonna harvest and harvest until I get a skill up in survival. Okay, and this is not gonna get me my skill I'm looking for, so we want this one here. So to get that, I've got to unlock one of these. The knowledges, it seems nice, but the problem is you're scaling up in how much experience you need to get the next level so quick that the 5% isn't making as big a difference as it is hurting you, because now you need to get that much more before you get your first point somewhere else. And it really doesn't ever, it doesn't seem like it ever really pulls ahead to where you're actually gaining even in the long term, because these are such small jumps. If they were 10%, these might be worth it, but at 5 it just doesn't feel like it is. So we're going to take insensitive so that we can have a little bit better temperature threshold for mostly winter, but it'll come into play in summer as well. Summers get hot. So right now we're just keep grabbing straw. We're going to need all this straw anyway, and it's a really convenient and easy thing to grab to get this skill up here. So we're going to keep going. We'll probably get a couple hundred. And now if I didn't have the unlimited carry weight, I would not be doing this now because I would already be pushing my weight. I would have had to leave stuff behind because of the weight limit. I very likely would have, after hitting the first camp, I would have gotten everything I could carry there, actually, and gone straight to what's the name of that other city? Hornica. I would have gone from here straight into Hornica. I would have sold everything down to my clothes if I had to get a decent carry weight bag, because that's another, the amount of time that's saved, you more than make up for what you lose. And that is a tip. The starting clothing you have, it's actually pretty valuable. I have legit sold it in Season 1 to be able to fund my farming, and I just make more as soon as I can. Because the value from the clothes you're wearing, you can get your farm started and have a decent sized farm that you're getting started. Alright, so should be getting close. There it is. Right, no, that is not it. That's technology unlock. Let's see how close we are getting. 246 of 250. So yeah, I would say we're pretty darn close. There we go. Alright, so now we can get survival sense. And now I can go and I can press Alt. And right there, this is what I'm looking for, broadleaf plantains. So we're going to come around here. I'm going to run with my sense on. Now this is one of the main reasons why I like unlimited stamina. Number one is using this, you can be proactive with it. Another reason is I just don't like the mechanic they have when you're running low on stamina. You know, the borders fog up, the whole screen darkens, you're huffing, you're puffing, you're making noise from the character. It's some of it's nice, it may be in an immersive kind of way. I just find it kind of annoying. But we're going to get some of the broadleaf plantains here. And that'll be about enough. It's a daisy, we'll grab it. Okay. I get one more? Alright, so now we open up our inventory. You don't regenerate over time on your own in Medieval Dynasty, so that's why we want this. And these you can eat for 5 health. These are the epitome of a Viva La Dirt League style skip. I'm almost dead, hold on. Open my inventory, game pauses. Eat, 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 eat. Okay, let's go fight again. Alright, and throughout the way here, keep an eye on the border of the river. You're looking for barrels and bags. If you see barrels and bags, go grab it. I don't think there were any here. But now we're in town. Let's find Unagast. It's not hard to find.
Make all the difference in the world.
He's got a big yellow marker sitting right over his head. Right, I'm gonna rush through that. This is the biggest problem I have with Medieval Dynasty is they have these super short seasons, and then
Be welcome, stranger.
and then all the time you're spending away. You gotta get used to different commands instead of
Hello?
what I use in Bellwright. Have you heard anything interesting recently?
See you soon. Oh,
Okay.
see you soon.
I already got the quest. That's right. I'm right there. It's 21. Okay. Let's look for Dobromir or something like that. He's behind this house. He likes to hide on the other. He's behind his house, which this is not. Here we go. Alwyn. I'm thinking of his son's name, maybe. Alright, so we have to get him a stick. We've got sticks. Sure enough, we'll open this up. We're going to go to Alwyn's story. Dalibor, that was it. I was thinking of his son. I just got the name wrong. So right through here, there's Dalibor.
Once, I
Dalibor,
was
right.
working
Here you
side by
go.
side with
Here's a
farmers,
stick. Be a
but
knight.
they always need to change stuff.
Okay. I give the kid a stick and then I pull out my pickaxe and threaten to shove it into his skull. I don't think that's very nice of me. Other house. And, okay, I gave your son a stick. And I'm gonna put a pickaxe in your head too. Alright, let's see, next step. Because I really don't want to have to come back here this season. I don't know if I will. I don't want to have to. I'm going to come out here and we're going to rob some berries. Now there's two trains of thought right now. Well, there's one, I want berries for the quest. Two, if I get some extra berries, it's not a big deal. I do. But we're not going to spend a lot of time. The very end of this season, I'm probably going to be going around picking berries. Because you get them quickly and every berry can become one rot. So if you get 1,000 berries, that's going to convert to 1,000 rot, which can convert to 100 fertilizer. I do want to talk to him, but first I want to go back and finish this quest. And I actually want to talk to this guy too, so while I'm here I'll talk to him and then we'll go back and talk to Edwin. Alright. So that's got that done.
Hi,
Now we're
friend.
going to talk to him, show him
Best
the
goes in the
wares.
realm.
And what I want to do is I want to buy all of his manure. The reason I'm doing this is because I need fertilizer, but the fertilizer is significantly more expensive than the manure, and I can make manure into fertilizer at a 2-to-1 rate. So we talk to
Be
Edwin
welcome,
here.
stranger.
And at least in the buy menu, the game world's paused. But what I was starting to say that I didn't like about the game was anytime you're just in dialogue with the character, they don't pause the game. I think especially when I'm in quest dialogue, let me pause the game. Let me take my time and read what's there. I feel like I'm always rushed because the seasons are so quickly and I've got these quests going on. And if I don't think I have to read it, I'm not going to read it. It makes more sense to push through it quickly and then pull up the journal afterward and look at what it's telling me to do in a paused time environment. Maybe that's just me and I'm adding some sort of rush that's not really there, because there's very little about the game that you have to be rushed on. The only thing that really needs to be rushed is if you accept a quest and you don't complete it, it hurts your dynasty reputation. So you want to complete every quest that you accept. That brings up another point. I wish they would let you see what a quest is requesting before you accept it. You don't have any clue what they're going to ask you for. They could ask you for something you have in your inventory. They could ask you for something that you have to run all the way across the map to buy, because there's no other possible way you get it in time. And you're taking the quest on the last day, and you may still not be able to get there and back in time, combined with other things that you may have to do. All that said, it's part of the game I wish they would change, or at least give you the option to change. They give you so many options. Giving a pause in chat option would be very, very much beloved, at least by me. So, what I was talking about, so your manure, you can convert 2 manure into 1 fertilizer. Manure here is 0.9 coin. Cost me 1.4 because I'm not very polite. My charisma isn't high enough. Fertilizer is 4, so it's a little less than half the cost to make a fertilizer from manure than to buy fertilizer, and that's even without the markup. With the markup, it's still a little less than half. Oh, excuse me. So here we're going to, again, I'm going to buy all of his manure. I've hit up enough chests that I could afford all this so far. But this looks like this is, nope, I can still get all that. But now here's where I'm going to need to start selling, because I want to get flaxseed. I want 50. I can only afford 11. Now I could get flax. I could buy flax, which once I build the barn, which I will do, I will be able to thrash that, and every 2 flax will give me 1 flax seed. And I will get flax as well. You don't really come out ahead. Well, let's see if we... First of all, I can only buy 26 of them, so that's only going to get me 13 seeds. But let's do some math here. So if I buy them, I'm buying 2 for 21 coin, 21 silver, we'll call it. I can't recall if they actually have a name for the coin here, but it looks silvery. So 21 silver gets us a flax. The price of the flax is 5. So the price for the stock. So if I spend 21 silver, I get 2 flax. That'll get me 2 stalks and 1 seed. The 2 stalks I would only get 5 gold back for, and the 1 seed cost me 10. So I'm at, or cost me technically 9. So I'm at a little under 15 gold, or 15 silver. Sorry, I'm used to other games where it's gold. So I might just say, I might just convert to that if I can't keep on silver, or find out what the actual coin is called. Yeah, I'm coming up negative if I buy the flax. So we're just going to buy the seed, but first we need to figure out what we're going to sell. So let's sort by price. Now you'll notice, this is what I'm saying, that the stuff that I have to wear, first of all, no, if I hit F here, that'll sell that. The stuff I'm wearing has a 300 gold price on the shirt, 300 silver price on the pants, 270 silver price on these. This stuff is valuable. So you can sell your clothes off your back and get some good coin to buy stuff. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I know I'm using this as a weapon right now. It's not the best thing that I could have, and I shouldn't need it. Really, well, let's just put it this way: the hat I would like to keep because summer is an issue. I'd like to put that on in summer, but if I've got to sell it, I will in a heartbeat. So let's go ahead. We're going to sell the bronze axe. Kind of hurts. I would like to keep that. We're going to sell the bronze pickaxe. Also kind of hurts. I'd like to keep that, but I can't keep all this. The longbow and the recurve bow, because they are worn down about 50% on both, they're not as valuable as they would otherwise be. I definitely am not going to sell the recurve bow. I'll consider selling the longbow. I may come back and sell that. The copper shovel is handy. It's not 90 gold handy. We can make wooden shovels. It'll make do. We're going to sell this. Now one of the things is I have a light hat and a basic hat. I can get 12 heat protection, or I can get 23 heat protection. I think I'm just going to hang on to the basic hat instead. I'm going to go ahead and sell the light hat, because that 64 for half the effectiveness that I'm getting for 340. The spiked cudgel, it's a reasonable weapon. I don't feel that it's needed. Bronze arrows, because of having iron arrows, any iron arrows, I may sell those. I'm going to think about that. I'm not going to sell the water skin because a lot of times you'll get a quest to bring somebody a water skin full of water, so I want to hang on to that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sell a torch. I'm going to sell the wooden wheel. I don't need that at all. I want to hang on to the iron ore and the buckets, the wooden shovel, the wicker baskets, and now all this stuff is getting pretty cheap, so unless it was like something that's just... Now, the wooden spoon, that's something I might be making later and selling for coin anyway. But I'm going to try to avoid that just because of the bulk quantity that you have to push out to sell for any value. But this one here, yeah, I'll go ahead and sell that one. The wooden cup, I'll sell the wooden cup. The wooden plate, the plate I can use to make the beef and gravy that I was talking about earlier. We're not going to sell those. We're not going to sell. So none of the rest of this is going to get sold. So now I'm going to look through it. If it comes to it, the next thing I would probably sell is longbow. I'll keep the bow potion of temperature for winter. So yeah, we'll see if I have to sell the longbow. I don't think I should have to. But we're going to go back again. The flax seed, and always, I don't know how many times I've bought the item instead of the seed just because I'm thinking that I need cabbage seed, so I'm just thinking cabbage, and I see cabbage and then I get it, and I didn't get the seed. So we're going to be paranoid to make sure we're buying the seed. So we're going to buy 50 flaxseed, and it's a good sign because flaxseed is the most expensive you can get, and I can already buy 121 of them, so that's a really good sign. So we're going to buy that. We are going to then come up and we are going to say, I decided cabbage seed, I'm going to do 30 cabbage, so we're going to buy that. And then onion seed, I need onions. Onion seed, we're going to buy 20 onion seeds. Okay, and I still have 260 gold, silver, whatever. Now, another thing that I want to do is I want to get some trees growing. I want to get an orchard up and running as quickly as I can. So we are going to buy, the big thing that I want is plums. So we're going to start, what I have in mind is if I do the same style field as my farms, it would be a 5x5, because instead of for every orchard is twice the length and width of your field. So a normal field plot, 2 by 2 of a field plot, so four plots total, would be 1 plot of an orchard. So I'm thinking, and how do I want to design this so that I get mostly plums, but I can also have all of the others in a reasonable number in one field. And what I've decided on is if I get 4 each of the apples, cherries, hops, and pears, then I can still have 9 spots left for plums. So I have over twice as many plums as I do as any of the others. And I have a plan to orient it so I think might look interesting. Maybe we'll see how it pans out. But I want plums first, so I want to buy 9 plum seeds or seedlings. They actually have that many. Normally, you're never guaranteed that they're going to have a decent number of the tree seedlings. But we're going to get it, and we're going to buy 9. That's going to be almost all my gold or silver coin. So what I'm actually going to back off on that, because I still, at the very least, barring any other issues, I still need to get. Let's see, that's going to leave me with 34. How much manure do I have? Alright, so I need to buy 17 manure. They're 8. So, right now, that I'm looking at that, they're 0.9 each. So they're less than 1. 50% markup is 1.5, so it's going to be less than 30. Okay, so I'm still in good shape. I'm actually still in good shape. We're going to come to the plum seedlings. Going to buy, and we're going to get 9. I'm almost broke, but we're going to be okay.
Injured. Goodbye.
Okay, so we're going to get out of that. Again, all this, I would not be able to get all this at once. I would need to run back and forth, and that would take extra time I'm trying to not have to need to do right now. So let me double check. I've got Alwyn's Story is good until next summer. A New Beginning, I need to get through this. If I come back into this town this season, it will be to progress this. But other than that, we're done with this town. On the way out, we want to take a look at what we have here.
Last autumn.
Potentially, this could be someone that I get early because they're hunting and fishing skill. This could be a potential spouse. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to do a quick save.
How do you do?
Just because I like to try and figure out what somebody is as far as how to talk to them well. But we're going to start flirting here. Seems very interesting. Had a weird dream last night. Affection 5. And what I'm really noting for is what sort of things does she respond positively or negatively to. So something other than a 5. Don't make fun of me. My favorite animals are chicken, a 5. Seems very interesting. What's your favorite season of the year? Affection is a 5.
Sitting. My
Seems
favorite activity.
Okay, so that's all I can do with that. So we'll say farewell.
Have a good day.
And I've potentially started toward picking a spouse. She's decent, 20 years old, fairly young. If we give them, we have to give the caveat of, because of changing moral standards, the likelihood that a 20-year-old is a good potential spouse at this time is a little bit off. EF, okay. You know, you'd be looking for a spouse in mid-teens, to be fair, and that's our standards have changed. That's not acceptable anymore, so that's not what's in the game, even though that would have been historically accurate. So we're going to come up here, and I do wonder, so Rasimir's actually 18 himself, so that also gives me a little bit, it's like 18-year-old, you're going to be looking for a younger wife. I can't get a younger wife, as in younger than Rasimir, but I'm still going to be looking for, I'd rather see an 18, maybe a 19, but 20 is acceptable. And my dog is definitely in a playful mood right now. She's not leaving me alone. So while I'm here, I'm going to look around a little bit, because I'd be really disappointed if they don't actually name their currency. They just show a silver coin. Okay, but skills. Oh, so when you get skills, you get one skill, then two skills, then one skill, then two skills, then one skill, then two skills. And last time when I got the survival sense, I got 2 skills, but I only spent 1 of them. So the next thing I like to do is I like to get to where I've unlocked everything. So if I decide to go straight for something later on, I already can. So what I'm looking at is one of these 3. So I can do survivalist for food and water loss, alcohol resistance, or water dancer. Water dancer, I try not to run through the water, so I don't need that as much. Headstrong, I don't really drink a lot of alcohol. I may in this game, because one of the reasons why I'm coming to this plum is I never realized what the plum juice and the plum wine was capable of doing, where you're able to, one-shot a tree. So having seen videos about that and learned about that is kind of what's inspired me to want to come back and try Medieval Dynasty again. So we're gonna come in and we're gonna pick survivalist, because slower food and water loss is always excellent, especially when you start having things, food that gives you benefits. You want it to last longer. So we're gonna increase level here, and we're gonna go on. Stinky, dirty, smelly. So we're gonna rush out into the water here, drive a little bit of ways. Because another thing we're going to do is we're going to check and see if there's potential better spouse option over here. But first, because I'm going way slower than I normally do. It's almost evening and I haven't even gotten to my camp yet. Normally I've got the first building or 2 up before it's even this late. She's not there. Come over here, talk to her.
Hello, traveler.
Show me
Only
your
the
wares,
best products.
which makes me think that the game hasn't been paused at the inventory like I thought it was. I need to check that. In fact, let's do so manure. I needed 17. So we're going to buy 17. Where are we? Make sure I've got 200. I do. It's perfect.
Have a good day.
So let's check something here. 1900.
Hail, friend.
Show me your
Whatever
wares.
you need,
We're
I've
gonna
got
give
it.
it a little bit of time here. Let some ticks go by, because it would have been a little bit with just pulling, getting to her and opening her up. That maybe took it to 1902, 1903. But I'm giving it more time so that if it's past 1910, if it's past 1920, it's definitely still ticking time when we were in here, and it's really disappointing. Okay, let's pull it up. Let's go
See you soon.
back. Nope, 1903. So it definitely didn't. It's just
But a shy
I
one.
probably spent too much
I only
time
travel when
flirting.
nobody's watching.
So let's come over here. We've got age of 30. She would be a decent farmer or craftsman, but definitely not a spouse material. That's a trader, but we're not going to trade for a while. So it looks like, at least in these starter areas, it would have been the first lady that we talked to. So we'll take a look at some of the other villages before I decide. But I want to, you know, early in summer, have at least decided who I'm going to work on to be the spouse. Alright, but anyway, we really need to get back and get building, because even with the extra day, I'm well behind where I would like to be. Alright, so we're going to come through here. And where we're headed for is just a little past this next bridge. In fact, it may not even go that far past. I've been thinking about focusing a little bit closer to the bridge so that I can have like the central components of my village be along the paths that are in place. So basically, you know, some here, build up that path some, and build out here. And then we have viable farmland out not far further. Let me see. If I did like right here, I think is where, because the path is pretty much along the west line. So if I come out here, I'd be able to get nice farmland, starting with about around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to bucket. Oh. Yeah, that did drop. So now I've got a bucket marking about where I want my first field to come in, which is going to be, it'll actually be here. So let me, if I line up south, I want to kind of get it past those trees. Inventory X, bucket. Okay. So that'll mark that. And then, so if I plant the farm out there, I've got some room. I might put like the resource storage will start going off in that area, which would mean I like to basically say right across the resource storage is where I go ahead and build my house. Because I like to have it right there close to my home, so it's readily I build more for practicality than for appearance. I love the other villages people lay out. I couldn't do one of those if I tried, and I have tried. It didn't work out, so I just try to build for function. What I'm doing right now is whenever you're building, when you first place the structure, any resources that were there, if it's not preventing you from putting it down, you can put it down, and whatever was there is just destroyed. It's disappeared. It's gone forever. So this may just be sticks and stones, but sticks and stones are the core of your building infrastructure at this point in the game. So I don't want any of these to go to waste. So I'm just going around and I'm picking them all up. I'm going to go ahead and pick up these. Now if I didn't build on top of them, I could pick them and they would regrow every year. But of course if I build on top of them, they're not going to regrow. Whole bunch of sticks and stones. And alright, so that looks nice and clear. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to say this is my home. Q handcrafting. Well, let's go ahead and I did pick up some logs so I can make a hammer. We'll go ahead and make our first hammer. you're saying that you want me to cut some trees. Well, I did pick up an axe. So I haven't crafted one yet, but I picked up a stone axe. Again, because of how Bellrite is set up, I want that to be my weapon. I want my recurve bow to be my bow. I do need to make a reasonable weapon fairly early, because I do need a melee weapon. You don't want to rely only on a bow. Okay, so technology. I don't have any building tech. I've unlocked the hunting lodge there. I haven't unlocked any of the farming, but we'll get to that soon enough. And then I haven't unlocked any of the production stuff either. So really it's just I did the survival I got there. But we'll get there very quickly now. And again, I'm doing Bellrite. I'm pressing B to build. We go to buildings, we go to houses. So the first thing I like to do is ignore the wattle, ignore the wooden, go straight to stone. You can get all the stone you want. I just go ahead and build right off the path. I could say put a road path to it and build back here. You know what? Let me do that for once. Let me try. If I build here, and I'll put a path down later, but sorry, my weapons to get to the hammer. Put that at a 4. Actually, I'm going to change this because as much as I want to keep it the same as Bellrite, I really can't with this because the hammer at a 2 works, the axe doesn't because of reasons we'll get into later. Alright, so we're going to lay down those, we're going to build this, we're going to have to go chop some logs here. So, right now I am in clear cutting mode. I am going to be chopping down lots of trees. Personally, I don't like the look of the birch trees. So, anytime I cut one of those down, I always dig up the stump. I may not dig it up immediately when I cut it down, but I will come back later and dig up the stump. Maple trees, I like those. The cedar or pine or whatever they are, the coniferous trees are okay. Yeah, not my preference. But the birch, because I'm going to be getting rid of them, I'm going to go ahead and cut them down. I don't like them from an appearance perspective. I don't like them because you get 2 logs from it, 3 if you dig up the stump. The pine, cedar, coniferous trees you'll get 3 logs from, 4 if you dig up the trunk, and then the maple trees you get 4 logs from, 5 if you dig up the trunk. So it's just these are the least efficient when it comes to getting wood. Okay, so right there, just happened to look at the right time. One thing I'll try to do is always try to not use your tools to destruction early on, at least for a few sets. Actually, let me do this. Handcraft or build a couple more because I'm gonna be using them. The stone axes do not last long. I could have crafted 10 stone axes, and they're gonna get used, and they're gonna get used fairly quickly. Okay, so now we're gonna come in here. We're gonna put that to 4. I'm going to do something else that I like to do here in a moment, because one thing you don't want to keep the nearly broken tools in your inventory, because what's going to happen is if you're not paying attention, you're going to be swinging away and the tool's going to break, and then the game automatically equips your next lowest tool, and then you're going to swing again and that one's going to break. And then if you have another, you might just have been so frustrated that you didn't stop swinging it, and you swing again and that one breaks. So one of the things that I like to do here at the start is we come in, go here, and I got these baskets. They're nice things to have. So we're going to take it and we're going to drop a basket, and we're going to grab, and we're going to place it right up against the house. And then we're going to come over here, and maybe I turned it the right way. I think the weapons are dropped lengthwise in front of you, so if I drop this, I think it'll fall mostly back right into the basket. But we can even grab that, move it, boom. Another thing, if I didn't have the unlimited carry capacity, as soon as I got here, I would have dropped the basket somewhere and then dropped anything that I'm carrying that I don't specifically need, so that I would have as much room as possible to go around and pick up stones and sticks and chop wood and chop logs. You definitely don't want to be just carrying things around if you're got the normal encumbrance rules. You want to be very minimalistic and bring only what you need everywhere you go. Decent amount. Now, alright, so 2 is where it's at. It'll take a little bit of time to get used to that, but I will. Get the house frame up, and now we're going to start. I am going to go ahead and we're going to edit these. Now, a lot of people say that you don't start with the stone because it's so burning through so many resources. You're really not, because you're getting 8 stones for a normal wall and then 1 log. If you want, you can spend 1 extra log, not use 2 stones. I don't think it's sufficient. You're better off using the stones, but I like inside my house, I like to be able to see outside. So I like to go ahead and change all of them to windows. So we've got that. Now we're going to go ahead and start building. And now, so the roof here is a problem. As you see, I've got 8 planks, even with the planks I gathered. If I was stealing, I could steal all the planks I wanted from Gustovia there, and this wouldn't be a worry. I could build my house tonight completely. But since I'm not doing that, I don't even have enough of these for 1 of these, so we're going to edit this. Now I could change it to a wooden roof, which would let me do 1 in planks, but I'm just going to go ahead and go to thatch. So we're going to edit these, go to thatch. But then, before winter, if not sooner, I will go ahead and change those up, and we'll make it a wood roof. And I won't have to upgrade my house again, other than, putting limestone on the outside. And of course, decorations and such inside when the time comes and I start doing that. That is, if I even get into that. That's, again, as I mentioned, I'm already out of stone, so that didn't take too long, but I really hadn't been focusing on stone. I was just picking up what was in the way, so I'm not too surprised. But we get this, and we just say, well, now I'm looking for stones, but specifically,
There's a real nip in the air.
it's getting a little cold. That's a bit of a problem. they've definitely changed the threshold for cold. I never used to have any sort of cold at all. So let me go ahead, and this is giving me just a little bit of cold protection. I'll go ahead and put that on. I don't have anything better. Had I kept the other hat, I might have, but I would have run out of money had I kept the other hat. But this little bit of cold shouldn't be major. I expect my health will probably drop down a little bit, but I wouldn't think it's going to drop down much.
I need more clothes or some fire.
I could, while I'm doing this, pull out the torch. Okay. And that should offer me some warmth. At least used to. Put that away. Got another stone axe, some logs. Okay. Yeah, so the cold went away. Of course, I am burning through this torch. Torches don't last forever. But I'm pushing for time. I'm trying to get a lot done in this first season, and I really, as you see, I haven't done a whole lot today, and this day's already over. Alright, so I'm going to put the torch away because I just don't want to burn through it all and then find out that when I get cold again it's just really bad and I can't do anything about it at all. Okay, we're just looking for stones. And there's plenty of stones here. Let's come back over to where our bucket is and let's start.
I should
planning
better warm
for
myself up.
the farm. So I need to clear out all of this for the farm anyway. So let's plan for the farm. Let's clear out everything here. Probably to about here, give or take, and then we're going to turn up. There's not actually a lot of stuff on this farm, but we'll grab it anyway. Need a lot more stones, but they're here. The stones are here as long as you spend a little bit of time gathering. Really, you're freaking out a bit, aren't you? When you spend a little bit of time gathering, you're going to get the skill to be able to look, and even without the unlimited stamina, if all you're doing is pulling it up, looking, okay, I got stones here, let me get those, I saw some stones over here, hit this, there we go. And even nice and quick, you can still very efficiently come out and grab things. But generally, you know, you're going to get stones by the water.
I need more clothes or some fire.
Where you get creeks and lakes and water, you're going to have stones nearby. Okay, so that is 54. That's a fair amount. I think I'm going to need a few more. I think it was like right at 70 when I last tried. I had a couple normal walls, so if that's true, it'd be 66 total. So I've already got some there. I should have more than enough stone now, so we're going to start working our way back, picking up these last stones. Alright, we can make the herbalist hut now. Okay, so let's break our hammer back out with the right button. Let's finish throwing these together. If/when I need more logs, which I definitely will, it's just a matter of if I need them for the house. I guess then I'm going to again go back to that field and kind of focus on clearing things out to make room for the field for my farm.
I feel famished.
paying attention, I broke my hammer. And
I feel
don't
famished.
I'm assuming I don't have any logs, so I'm sure I have enough sticks. So let's come, like I said, over here. So we're gonna, I'd like to keep that tree in probably, so let's just knock some of these birch down. So probably, because I'll need to move my farm in there a little bit to account for the curve of the road as it makes its way back to the south. Dang it, I just broke an axe I wasn't paying attention to. I gotta watch the durability on my tools here. Okay, so the night's almost over. I should start warming up here in a minute. You'll see that my health did drop a little bit over the night. It's nothing I can't handle. It's yelling at me I need to eat. Some of you with OCD might be screaming at me, hey, you really should eat. The food's really low. Get out here. We're gonna get clean because we don't want to be dirty when we eat. We're gonna come into our inventory, look at our food. What I'm really looking for is what do I have that's really efficient right now? 65 there. Salted meats right off the bat. So if I combine salted meats and an oat roll, that's going to be 80. I'm down under 10. So that's good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to eat a salted meat. That just eat 2. 15. No, we did not. Okay. Saying I have 2 left. Okay, that's what it is. And we're going to eat an oat roll. So now I've got good food. I've got less stamina consumption, which doesn't matter, but I've also got slower food consumption from the salted meat. So that's really good. So now, because I ate the salted meat, I'm a little thirstier, so I drank afterward. I didn't drink before I ate. I think we're probably going to be in a decent spot once I warm up here. Let's go ahead and R that, and we'll make 3 of these. It's just like the axes, gonna burn through the hammers. It didn't automatically equip it where the last one was. So, command wooden hammer to. Alright. Build that. Build that, and 1, 2, and 3. Alright, my house is done. Real quick, I'm going to come in here and I'm looking for the things that I personally like to keep in here, which are useful drinks / potions. So this has 60% less water consumption with apple juice. That's nothing I think. Did I? No, I swapped over, so I hit E and that moved my tab over. I want F to transfer. So what else would I like to put in there? Normally I would put clothing that I'm not wearing. So they just call it coin. They don't assign it any name. It's just coin. But at least this is where they do name it something, even though it's just coin. Feathers, firewood, flatbread, none of that's going to go in here. Mead. Temperature tolerance, that's something that I might keep in mind. Honestly, I'll probably sell these, but we'll move them over for now. Plank small mushroom potion, a temperature potion I'll hang on to. Straw. Oh, like another thing I'll have to put here is common tools when I'm not using them. So like, if I were to go out hunting and I had unlimited carry weight off, excuse me, all of my building and harvesting and farming tools, I would put them in here rather than having them get mixed in and possibly used by villagers if I put them in the resource storage. But that's done. So we can come back here. We're going to pull out our axe again. We're going to take a look at our bucket, and we're going to start chopping down any tree that is a decent amount in and to the right of the bucket for a little ways. Chop down that tree. This one should be safe if we line up north. That's our bucket there. Yeah, so we're safe here. So that's more than enough, I think. We're going to go ahead and chop down this tree. I think it's far enough away. But we're not going to play around with our fields because what I'm going to do is this is basically going to be 3 rows in a field this way. It'll be 3 rows, or 3 fields in a row this way, 3 fields in a row that way. So I basically got a square with what's going to be 8 fields, not 9. Because in the middle, that's where I'm going to put a barn, and I'm going to put the farming buildings. Dang it. Breaking tools. Don't like breaking tools early because I get quests that need these. And if I can just give them one that's already almost broken, sufficient. If I break all of them, then I'm not being efficient when I have to make a new tool. Finish up these birch here. I think I'll be in decent shape for having a field clear. Following that way. If I just come over here from that other side, it would smack me on the head. That would hurt. Falling trees hurt. Falling trees kill in Medieval Dynasty. That, in fact, I said I'm going to stop here because that's more than enough, but I'm actually going to go because it's so little that's in the way. Maybe that one. I think that's okay. I'm going to take this tree here down. Let's see, I'll take these. This one down. Yeah, I'll take both of these down. I'll take all those trees down there down. I'm going to dig them all up. Essentially every tree I've chopped down, I'm going to dig up the stump. So I'm going to do 2 different things. One, it's going to clear massive amount of field space. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot 3 fields. I'm only going to farm 1 right now. I'll have 2 more plotted because that'll give me the perfect markers, because they will be the actual markers on where I can build those buildings that I want within my farmland. Dang it! I saw it at the last minute. I couldn't turn away. Oh. Apparently I enjoy breaking tools. Today I do. Trees are all cut down. We're gonna take in here. I like to put the shovel all the way out to 8 because I don't use it often. Sticks. Shovel. We got a wood shed, which is awesome. So actually, I was actually thinking that that was part of the building structure, but that's extracting, which makes more sense. So I could only have done this because I have 200% building. So normally, when you're working, let me go to journal. You don't get to chapter 2 here until you have chapter 1, build your house. So build your house had a limit of one buildings that could be built. So because I had 200% building, I had one of 2. Currently I could build 10. Normally you would only be able to build 5 buildings. But because I could have built 2, I could have put the house down, done all this excavating. Once I just got the unlock I just did, which is over here, woodshed, I could then make my second building the woodshed. I could turn lumber into planks, and I could have made my roof out of planks. For some reason I was thinking that probably because it's building technology. I bet I was thinking building technology, you have to be building to get the experience for it. But I guess chopping trees gets you the experience for it as well. Develops technology by extracting activities and building structures. So just by chopping a whole bunch of trees, I could have unlocked this and not wasted the straw on my roof. I'm disappointed having found that out. I looked at it, I saw building technology, I thought that this would just skill up while I was doing building. I didn't read it. I should have read it. But that's a tip for you if you're running the 200% building limit. You could have your first building be, well, your first home be the rock house with the full plank roof. You just have to do a lot of extraction to level up to where you can build the woodshed. Then you build the woodshed and then you make your planks. So I made a mistake there. I'm sorry if I misled people. I'm sorry I misled myself most of all. Almost as if this is starting to look like some potential farmland. magic vision sight. Gonna pick up a lot. I'm gonna put this away. Come on. No, I'm hitting the wrong button. I'm hitting 0 as if there's actually a 0. It's only 8. Okay, I'm gonna harvest all of this just so that it doesn't go to waste. Not that I actually need any of it right now. Of course, having some harvested doesn't hurt for when it is time to need it. Those are henbane, I think, which is kind of disappointing that we're going to be putting our farm here, but it's where we're building it. I'll be able to get plenty of henbane with the somebody working the herbalist shed. Spot, I think, here. I need to push toward the front because I need some of this clear, but I don't need it cleared as much as I need the front for the field that I'm going to do. Okay, like all this I want to collect. Good. Got some sticks that don't show up with that. That looks real good. So we're going to start. Go ahead and we're going to build Q. Buildings, farming, field. Look, basically I want to see where can I go facing west, and I can go a long way. I'm right here already. Let's see. I think here's decent, so I'm going to do it that way. I've got a nice long path here. Particularly I want to go out 16, 17, so I could come all the way out here, and I'm at 23 before I hit something. So that's good for that. Now we're going to come back here at 21, because 21 is really what it's going to be at. So now 21 by 20, that's my 2 fields right there. So that's all I need here. I do have a log here that I'm going to hit, but I'm not going to hit it until 22. 21's the limit though. I've got to get rid of that log, but not yet. And then come all the way out here. I need to be able to get 30. Ooh, that's going to be close. It's going to be 32 is going to be the edge of my field. So I am going to push it up 1. So we're going to build here. All the way back. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to say cancel. I'm going to rip my inventory. I'm going to take and I'm going to come down to a stone. And I am going to drop a stone. And there. So that's just north of, or just east of where I'm going to build, which is right there. So now I realized that coming out here I was almost hitting this tree. I think now I'm actually going to hit it. I'll certainly hit it by the time I'm on my third field. But because there is a small, minuscule chance of something miraculous happening, I'm going to give it a chance to happen. But this does mean I need to Look, and my second field is hitting this. Not even the third. I think. Was I at 30? I thought it was at 20. We're gonna assume it was at 20 that I was hitting that. I think I checked to 20, yeah. Alright, so we need to collect all these stones and sticks all the way up here. See why once I get all these, once I get the field clear, possibly see what might be amazing about that one tree. Sticks and stones, sticks, more sticks, lots of sticks, even more sticks, a stone, stick. Need all the sticks. Okay, so that looks clear all the way up to the tree here. Need to clear this and this. Clear a good way over here. Here down we're more than okay, so I think that's good. Alright, so now key buildings, farming, farm. Alright, now up from there. Nice and clear, no stones, no sticks. Let's build 10. Nothing in the way. Build 10 by 10. We're going to drop it. Now, I'm going to see why maybe that tree is the miracle tree. Buildings, farming, because we're just marking. I want 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, nope. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So now I'm exactly 1 square away when I start my next field. That's how I like to do it. So we come up 10, and no, that is not going to be a miracle. So what I was hoping is if it got to right here, you know, if it actually lined up here, where this would have been right in between the fields, that tree would have gotten to live, but it doesn't. So we come out here, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. That's my second field. I'm going to do the same thing when we come over here. And building survival, field, here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Double check, yep, we're right measurement. We come over here. Oh, we've got sticks. I need to clear out sticks here. So we need to clear out to here. So yeah, I've got these down here to get. And basically I need to go ahead and clear out those. Here. So I have that big rock. Pretty sure I cleared excess, but I'd rather do that than just delete a whole bunch of resources. Okay, so it was this rock about here. We should be good. Looks to be good to me. I think that log's outside of my range, I determined. Here, field. Q. 1, 2, 3. Dang it. Q. 1, 3, 4. 4. 10. That log is good. Cleared all of this. 10 by 10. There's my third field. Okay. So I'm only going to farm these fields, but now what I can also do is when it's time, I have my barrier set. I know where I can drop the barn. I know where I can drop these other buildings. And they're going to be positioned right. I don't need this anymore. That's my marker down. I don't need this anymore. Okay, but we need handcrafting, and we are going to need a lot of wooden hoes. Let's just do 10 for now. 10 will get this field probably done. Probably. We will find out. Oh, I did not get a bag. In normal games, I would steal a sack from Gustova. Well, Gustovia. I like to pronounce things as correctly as I can when it comes to the names, at least. My pronunciation of normal words might be horrible, but I try to get the names right. So we're going to come into here, we're going to grab our hoe, we're going to throw this down at a 7, and we're going to start grubbing up. Just walking through, grubbing up our I typically just spiral. So I go around until I hit the end, and I turn. And sometimes I spiral clockwise, sometimes I spiral counterclockwise. It's triggering your OCD, sorry, but this time I'm going counterclockwise. And I'll also typically do a countdown. Dang it. So I'll do here. So we'll say, so 9. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be 8. 1, 2, 3. Actually, this will be 7. 4, 5, 6. 7. This will be another 7. Let's break this without grubbing anything. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll have 2 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. Okay. That hoe's about to break. So the reason why I count down is so that you don't go and keep hoeing on stuff that's already been done and deal extra damage to your hoe. So by counting that down, because you're spiraling, basically you'll get the first row you do will be 10. Then you will have 10 minus 1, which is 9 for 2 rows. Then you will have, because you've got like the first row you went out, so you got that square done, then you went out and back. Now you have the square on both ends done. You only have 8 between them, so that's why you'll hit it in pairs. So that was 6, and we do another 6. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6. So that's why it always counts down in pairs like this. But because of that, you can know what's coming out, especially when it's night. It can be hard to tell, so counting it out helps you know where you're going and how many more plots you have to do. But I'm not going to have you listen to me count things out, and I'm going to try not to count things out mentally rather than talking to you. I'd rather keep talking so that you actually have content. Maybe something I say is worth listening to, maybe not. Alright, so I caught that one barely. So I've got at least a couple hose that haven't been broken now, which is probably all I need. I can probably break the rest without worrying. Alright, so that's a field, and we've unlocked farming quite a bit. We come over here now. Of course, I'm not going to fit a whole hoe in this basket, but I'll drop it, and it will be there with the axes. So now, with that done, let me see if I can go. Actually, let's look at this. Let's go ahead and pick an extraction, which right off the bat, we don't like the knowledges. I don't go digging in clay pits a lot. I chop a fair number of trees down. So we're going to go ahead and increase our level here. I'm going to check our survival. We have another point, no, farming. We have a point to do in farming. More experience. Additional crops in the fields. Now, this is only for me. If my workers harvest it, they don't get the additional crops. Store durability of farming tools. Again, only for me. So, especially early on, this is huge. This bonus yield is amazing. So we're going to do that. Actually, it's only 25% chance to harvest additional crops. It's not an additional 25% crops. So not as big, but certainly I don't think the extra tools, 5% slower durability loss of farming tools is as big as getting more harvest, getting a higher yield. So we'll take that, and at least as long as I am going out and collecting stuff, which I honestly try to do. I try to go out and gather stuff up at the start so that my villagers only have to worry about the fertilizing and tilling of the soil and planting of the seeds, that sort of stuff. Alright, so now I want to see, did I get the barn unlocked and all that? That's my question. I did. So this is a key structure right now. I'm looking, here's my other, so I want to go ahead, I'm just basically looking, where can I put it in? I want to be perfectly pointed south because I want it to fit right in with, that's unusual. Obstacles in the way. No obstacles here. Oh, this is still, there's a big obstacle here. I'm in the field. Oh, okay. Q, building. There's a very big obstacle in Q, buildings, farming. There's a very big obstacle in the way, middle of the field. The entire field was nothing but in the way. There. That's better. So we come as close as we can. I don't actually want it to appear to go into the field, even though actually that's barely doing it, so I'll take it that much. To the left any, there you go. Back of hair, voila. Okay, so that got my barn right up to the edge of where it could be. So it leaves me as much room for other things as possible. Do this, we're going to throw a barn up. So the reason why I absolutely want this now is because I want the barn already up in place so that I can start threshing my flax immediately. Or more important, I'm sorry, no, that's not why. It's because the reason I want the barn up right away is because we didn't buy fertilizer, we bought manure. We have to make the fertilizer with the manure, which requires the barn. That's the real reason why we have to build the barn. It's also why we are currently prioritizing the barn over the resource storage. Going back to what ifs, if I wasn't doing unlimited weight, I would have absolutely built the resource storage next. Possibly even the food storage. But I don't recommend doing it that way. I recommend getting the structures you need for whatever you find important before you do the food storage. You can go a season. So the food storage's biggest strength is food spoils slower over season change if it's in the food storage. You have such little food in this first season that having some of it spoil a little bit more is not going to kill you. You're still going to eat it all before the next season change anyway. Unless you're doing a large amount of hunting or something. In which case you can then say you're still going to cook it before it spoils. Yes, I'm thirsty. I want to get this done before I go drink. I may even take a little bit of damage because of it. And I'm never going to save a hammer, am I? Never paying attention when I'm hammering.
It's time for a beverage.
Yeah, you want a beverage. That's nice. He's not wrong though, I am a little thirsty. Let me fix my thirst. Okay, let's go ahead while I'm here. I need to not fertilize, that is it.
It's time for a beverage.
Yeah. Alright, I think I can power through this before I actually need to drink. So this is going to get us all our fertilizer. I've got the field fully grubbed up. I'm going to need a bag next.
I haven't been drinking enough today.
I don't think I got enough. I think I need leather to make a bag, and I think I got fur off the rabbit. So I need something that's going to give me leather, which is like a deer or something. I've got bow and arrows, so I can kill a deer easily enough, and that's what I'll have to do essentially. I'm gonna before I do too much more, I need to go and kill a deer. I will probably go ahead and build the resource storage first. I think while I'm in here, it's rolling into night again. It's certainly still raining out there, so it's not the best visibility. So I'm gonna work on the resource storage, possibly debate mentally what other building I want to do next, because I'm thinking about this in if I was limited to 5, what are the buildings that are the most important to start with, in my opinion. So one house, a barn, a resource storage, the woodshed is an absolute, and I've got a 5th. I've got one I can play with. That's why I think you should wait on the food storage. I don't think the right choice is the food storage. That's not needed in the first season. In the second season, yeah, sure, go for it. You unlock more buildings by then. Get out here, inventory, what have we got? Let's go ahead, because our food's low too, so let's plan on saying, okay, we need to eat some more. We lost our salted meat buff, so I probably want to eat that. Which will put me to, let's call it 45. So 50 to 55 is what I'm looking for. That's a 24. I may just do 65. I may just do the salted meat and then let that stew for a while, as it were, until I'm low enough to eat the oat roll again, which is probably what I'll do. So we'll eat the salted meat, which will take away all my water consumption, but I'm immediately drinking water. I honestly don't know if that did any damage. I didn't look at what my health was before. Maybe somebody else noticed it. But let's go ahead and go back in here, and we're going to eat some plantains. I won't bother eating the last one, even though it's only wasted 0.4 health. It's definitely not the kind of visibility I want to go hunting in right now. So let's check something. I think I realized that you can basically do paths almost immediately. Let's see. Is it possible to like curve the path a little bit? Or is it all just, oh god, no, that's not. I mean, you can kind of sort of curve the path, but you really can't. Yeah, it's just if I just run it through here, is that gonna collect most of these? I'm gonna keep like one of those there because I'm interested in testing if I really haven't done paths much, so it's not even letting me put the path there because the tree, it lets me do it here. Yeah, because it must be the tree that was blocking it, because it's just making the rocks go away. Okay, so now I've got some paths to my house. I guess I'm going to end up trying to make this a scenic option after all, somehow. I don't think this is ever going to go away, so I think I'm stuck with this here forever, which is annoying. I'll have to see if I can put like seating around this and a campfire here or something, make it seem like this is more than just a log. Basically hide it, conceal it in plain sight. But next, essentially my path is going to go here, so I want, if I come here, I want basically buildings, storages, resource storage. I want path, resource storage, just like that. Which means I'm probably going to have to chop down that tree because I don't want to have to move it back. There's really nothing else blocking except that, so let's see if I keep pushing it back, does it say that yes, that yeah. So that's got to be that tree that's causing the problem. So
I'm freezing.
I have to chop this down and dig up to stop it. No doubt about it. Stump. 4 back to the axe.
I should better warm myself up.
Okay, let's start collecting everything, especially these berries. I certainly don't want potential fertilizer to go to waste. Looks like like I said, if I could get 1,000, 2,000 berries before the end of the season, that is going to be golden. That'll be all my fertilizer. That is probably the most effective use of berries at the start of
Should
the
have put
game.
on something warmer.
You used to be able to buy them and actually make decent coins selling them, but they plummeted in price so much. It's not effective. Instead, you take them, you leave them out for the
I
season
don't feel my
change
fingers.
and let them rot. That means you can't have you. I can understand the setting, the game setting of no rot for food left out for a appearance at the end of a game when you've already built everything. I don't understand that if you're still building it, because
It's
leaving food
biting
to
cold.
rot is a very powerful tool, especially early on. Okay, so that's all good. Doing that forever.
Should have put on something
want
warmer.
buildings, storages, resource storage. Again, I want to be like, I'm coming out of here. I'm coming out. Boom, there it is. Right like that. Still blocked. It's like there. It's closer than it was, that's for sure. If I rotate it either way, it's blocked almost instantly, which means that's as straight as it can get too. Alright, so try to watch my hammer. I want to not break one hammer at least.
There's a real nip in the air.
Alright, got production leveled up. I'm surprised that leveled up while building. Like, that is the one. No, it's a different one. Yeah, I'm surprised I skilled up on that while building. Alright, so let's see here. What do we want? Now, this is only a knowledge, so I tend to do a fair amount of cooking for my production skill up because of how much farming I do. So because I do so much farming, I do a lot of cooking as a result. So we're going to go ahead and take the bonus to cooking. Alright, I've got 3 more survival skill ups because I've picked so much stuff up off the ground. So let's now look at, what do I want? Solid as a rock, 10% less damage received. It's good. Maybe not the best. Sure you want to send your skill points on this? No, I'm not. I wanted to see what it was. 10% slower stamina consumption during movement. This would probably be one I would max quickly if I wasn't running unlimited stamina. As such, it's useless. No, I just want to swap to it, not have you force me into it. Food and water lost, that's a strong candidate. 10% more health, that's a strong candidate. Survival's sensitive. I've been getting cold. Not even at winter yet, just in spring still, I guess, because it's immediately after winter. So, yes, yes. So now we've got that set. I've got one more point, so it's like, I think it'll be between strong as an oak for more health or survivalist. I typically find that I'm not the strongest of that 10% health doesn't typically help me, because when I die, I would have died. It's like I am just outmatched. I don't find myself close that often, so I'm gonna go with survivalist to keep my food and water lasting longer first. I'll do strongest enough next. And then go to our technology. So got the herbalist hut. We can build the farm shed, the wood shed, resource storage. Those two I will be building here. Workshop. So workshop, survival, herbalist hut, hunting lodge. What I'm thinking of for my last building is actually the hunting lodge. Now, I don't have anybody to work the hunting lodge, you say. You're right, I don't. What I do have is the ability to get feathers. And one of the things I found is if you can get feathers with the hunting lodge because of a bird trap, or because you're going out shooting ducks or other birds, you can get stone arrows made pretty readily, and they sell significantly more than most of your other crafting components. So instead of putting your time in spamming through mass resources, you put a little time in hunting. You're getting meat, you're getting feathers, you're creating an income with the feathers, and with the meat you have food. That's critical. So I think I like the hunting lodge as my 5th building in this first set of 5. Now, because you're hunting, you're killing things, you're getting meat, that meat is going to spoil some. It'll go down 25%, I think, if you have it in the storage, and 50% if you keep it in your inventory. Don't keep food in your inventory. Never end the season with food in your inventory. I take that to the extreme, and that I will typically choose to not have food with me for an entire day if I think I'm going out. And I'll just say, okay, well, if I start getting hungry and taking damage because of that, so be it. I don't want to have food with me that spoils. But I've actually got something coming up here now I wasn't expecting. I'm going to have to take a break in this stream. So thank you for stopping by, and we will pick up later. Take care.